Getting in breaking news now that Bharat Biotech has got the government nod for a vaccine for kids aged between 12 and 18 years old. That's the breaking news coming in. Vaccine for kids aged between 12 and 18. A nod for Bharat Biotech. Nod for Bharat Biotech. That's a big breaking news update that we're getting here in the Republic TV newsrooms. In fact, we're staying on this breaking news update. And Bharat Biotech vaccine for kids is now a reality. It's an emergency use approval, we are being told. Emergency use approval, according to sources. Emergency approval has been granted. And these are breaking news updates we are now getting on Republic TV. Okay, we're getting the official confirmation as well. We have some indicator. We had some indicator in October because it was there was some movement on this story back then. There was some movement on the story as Bharat Biotech had submitted data on clinical trials for the 2 to 18-year age group, and we're getting in news now that Bharat Biotech has got a go-ahead on the vaccine for kids. Vaccine for kids aged between 12 and 18 years of age. Emergency approval has been granted. We will, however, have to wait for more details from the government on how this will pan out. Let's also try and get you some reactions on this story. Dr. Shashank Joshi of the Maharashtra COVID Task Force joining us on the phone line. Dr. Joshi, I think they were looking at vaccine for kids aged between 2 and 18. We are now being told approval given for ages 12 to 18. And we don't know whether it is for Covaxin or the intranasal vaccine, but it's a Bharat Biotech vaccine, we are told. But either way, your first reaction on it, Dr. Joshi.
It's a welcome sign. It is for the injectable Covaxin. It is not for the nasal vaccine. And this approval is a welcome sign because it's the first vaccine in the world to be approved for children between 2 to 5. Most vaccines have been approved about 12 or between 5 and 11. So this is a very comprehensive vaccine both for adults and children. It's a killed vaccine. From a safety standpoint, it's a safe vaccine. It had impact against Delta strain as well as the ancestral strain. And hopefully there'll be some data that it may have an impact on the Omicron strain as well. So I think it's a welcome step. And the pediatric vaccine has to take off now. And hopefully 2022, once the approval is in place and the stocks are in place, we will be able to commence in a calibrated fashion a pediatric vaccination program for the children in India.
Step, I think, because children are going back to school and especially in higher education, I think that's the focus now, 12 to 18. But do you think it will slowly also broad-based to everyone above the age of two now, next?
Absolutely. I think we'll have to ensure the first, of course, the NTAGI will get a calibrated approach. So people with children who will be between 12 to 18 will be targeted first, and then all about 2. Particularly people who have underlying diseases or comorbidities, they will be given a preference of the vulnerable groups over everybody else. But I think it is important to vaccinate the whole world and the entire population. And this is a step towards that direction to eliminate or ensure that we can live with COVID without any mortality.